Hey guys, it's Greg's Beer Review. We're over top of the John Henry Tunnel, still driving man today. Let's go check and see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Greg's Beer Reviews today. Today's beer is TBA. This is a collaboration between Stone, Bear Republic, and Fatheads Brewery. I don't think I've ever heard of Fatheads Brewery or had any of their beers. I have had the Bear Republic, and they're pretty tasty beers, and Stone's beers are usually pretty awesome. This is a 7.1% alcohol by volume, extra hoppy brown ale. I don't know if I've actually had a hoppy brown ale. Most of them are not hoppy. They're to fit in the style. They are not supposed to be a hoppiness to them. They're supposed to be very more nutty and malty than they are hoppy. So we'll see where this fits in. And then I'm a hophead, so this may be something I may want to brew. So we'll see where this goes, guys. Like I said, it's collaboration, and it's got Stone listed as the main brewery here, and they're out of Escondido, California. Limited edition, brewed one time, American Brown Ale, 7.10 ABV on it, guys. The food pairing cuisine is barbecue, and the cheeses are the earthy, camembert, patina, nutty, Asiago, Colby. Even Parmesan will work well with this beer. And the meat for this is beef. Again, a lot of these beers, I'm not going into extreme detail on what foods go with it, but a lot of foods will go with this beer. This is a full-bodied beer, more than likely, with the maltiness and the nuttiness, and it's going to go with most of your dishes. It's not going to be one for your lighter dishes and stuff. So, with that being said, the glassware, pint, becker, the stein, the tumbler, the mug, just about anything you want to pour it in, just pour it into something. The beer is not recommended for extended cellaring, but it is a 7% beer. So, the only reason it would not typically be a sellable beer at that ABV in this class range, which is a brown ale, American Brown Ale, which is not supposed or typically to be hop forward or a hoppy ale. So if it's a hoppy ale, you would not want to cellar this. If it is not hoppy, it's 7%, it's going to keep for a year or two, I'd say, very easily. So let's see where this one ends up. And if it's hop forward, I would not cellar it, guys, even though it's 7%, because that hoppiness, it will dwindle over time. So let's get the cap off this one. What do you think? Get it in a glass and see if it's anything at all. I'm sure it is. The three breweries have their hands on this. So, I feel pretty comfortable that it's going to be at least a decent beer. Now look at the head growing on that. Let's see if it grows up out the top of the glass. And of course, this is typical of the Stone bottles. Everything is silkscreen on the bottle. So, forever, basically, on the bottle. Let's get over into the light. It pours a rich, dark tea colored. I can see through it. It is not super clear. There is a slight chill haze on it. I see light through it, but I cannot see the bulb through the other side. It's just a light on the other side of the glass. But like I said, it is a bronze colored, reddish colored ale. Poured a very about a finger of half of head on this one, guys. Looks pretty good in the glass. It looks a little lighter to me than your typical brown ale. Looks like iced tea in the glass. It really does, other than the head. Well, let's get a nose on it, see what it's about. Yes. This is just my opinion. When I tell you anything at all, guys, this is just my old hillbilly opinion. I mean, I've not been to school for this. This is just my experiences from tasting a bunch of different beers over the years. And anything that I say is not gospel, and a lot of people probably will disagree with me on some of the stuff that I say, but it's just my opinion. So, and this is very hop forward. It has got a big hop aroma on this, guys. So I would not cellar this beer. If you see it, get it, try it, drink it. And if you want to cellar one after you drink one, but I would not cellar it before I drank one. And if you're going to try to cellar it, buy two, drink one, cellar the other one. And then you tell me, a year or two, however long you plan on cellaring it, how much hoppiness that it has lost, because I know it will lose some. So, and I'm flapping my gums again. Let's give it a taste, guys. Very hot. I'm getting grapefruit, a little bit of pininess there, but it's got a malting sweetness to it there with the molasses and the brown sugar being done with it. So, smells good. Cheers, guys. Different. Very strange taste. I'm not used to the maltiness of a brown ale. Now I've done some black IPAs and stuff, but this tastes a little weaker than a black IPA. It's very nice though. I was expecting a little more caramel and nuttiness than what I'm getting. It's definitely hop forward. "81 IBUs on this beer, fairly bitter for a brown ale. Very nice though. Just not typical of the style, guys. Very nice head. Look at that, sticking around too, covering the top of the glass. Very, very nice. I like this. This beer is a little on the expensive side. This bottle is like $3.50 where I bought this one. I didn't get this one from Vintage Cellar. This comes from Pints of Plenty in Forest, Virginia. Doug Johns, guys getting ready to fire up a new brew pub. I met this guy a couple years ago. Matter of fact, Heavy Seas just did one. He was a winner in one of their competitions, and they brewed his beer last year, and I had it at one of the festivals that I worked in. It was pretty damn tasty. So I went out to his. He got a new place now. He moved next door and took over the building next door, and actually took over the old fire department. Beside that, he's going to have what was the name of it? He's going to start a brew pub, a little brewery thing there, and it's his dream, and it's coming true. So, and I can't think of the name. It starts with an A, but I can't think of it right off the top of my head, though. But he's going to get that fired up this year, and hope to be producing beer by the end of the year. So, I wish him well on that, guys. We're going to let this warm up just a little bit, and I'll tell you how to sip it and see where it ends up, guys. Pretty tasty. I think it's going to be an A beer. Stick around. Alright, guys, I think I'll stick around. Got just a little left here. I'm just not getting the nuttiness that I get from a typical brown ale. I just think it's just overly masked with the hop presence that's in here. So, not fitting the typical style of a brown ale as far as I'm concerned. But I do like it. It is a hop bomb as far as I'm concerned. Like I said earlier, in my opinion, you wouldn't want to cellar this beer. Even though it's 7% and it will cellar, the hoppiness will subside. And maybe that's what it needs to happen. Maybe it does need to be cellared. Maybe you want to put this away for about 6 months or a year and see if the nuttiness comes through on this one and the hop presence subsides. It's a little hop forward for my taste, even being a hop head and being called a brown ale. It's not quite got the nutty brown taste to equal the hoppiness. So. Still good though. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, guys. Final chug. Well, the last drink there was creamy with the head and stuff. That was delicious. It's a good beer. I mean, guys, it's an A beer as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna give it to 8, which is A minus. It's a little hop forward. If you're not a hop head and you're looking for this as a brown ale, it's gonna blow your palate out of your mouth. So it's a little hop forward, guys. So with that being said, I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna go with the 8, A minus. Rate beer has 95 overall and 77 in the style. So I mean, that's another thing. You know, it's a great beer because you got the 95, and 77 is telling you it does not fit in the style. So it's a little hop forward. It needs a little more maltiness or a little more nuttiness to be. To me, this is a brown IPA. I mean, it's not a brown ale; it's a brown IPA. So that's what I'm calling it. So, Beer Advocate comes up with 85 on this, guys. And that's what I'm gonna finish this up with. To me, it's not a brown ale; it is a brown IPA. And with that being said, if you see this beer, pick it up. Give me some comments back on this one. This is the first time I've seen it when I was out there visiting Doug John's, and I picked it up while I was there. I could have waited and picked it up somewhere else or vintage cellar, and probably got it just a little bit cheaper. But I'm supporting the small business guys, and I bought a couple of them while I was there, and it was pretty tasty. I got the Oscar Blue. I think it's Deviant Ale or something like that. And I also have a chance to have it down at Blue 5 down here in Roanoke. I have it on tap, so I'm going to do both. I've got the can, and I'm going to do the tap thing here within the next week or so. So, with that being said, guys, if you see this, pick it up. Especially if you're a hophead like I am, but just be prepared that it's not going to taste like a typical brown ale. It's definitely a hot bomb, guys. So, hey, I'm rambling on. Join me back tomorrow. We're going to look in the fridge. Need a shirt. You know what to do. See y'all tomorrow.